Hi, this is a work in progress, but you can call me Whip for short. Throughout its serialization, I have become a massive fan of Kagurabachi. From its dynamic action to its awesome presentation and amazing pool of characters, there's just so much to appreciate from Hokuzona's work, and I've been meaning to gush about it on an online platform for quite some time now. So why haven't I? I was just shy about it. But with the year 2026 starting, I thought I might make it a personal New Year's resolution to talk about each chapter as it comes out weekly. To try and get myself to talk more about the series. And no better time to start off than with chapter 107, This Moment. We start off the chapter with a description of a wielder of the Enchanted Blade being able to drain their life force in order to achieve great power, which is represented through the color black. Not only is this a cool in-universe way to showcase why the Magatsumi is considered the strongest blade, but also lays the seeds of potentially cool future moments for future blade wielders. Like, I can imagine Hirohiko, for example, sacrificing a bit of his life in order to amp up an ability like Banquet or Play. We also get a description of the Magatsumi being described as the enchanted blade crafted to kill its enemies. Prior chapters have described Kunishige forging these other enchanted blades with the purpose of both killing the enemies and protecting those needed, kind of showing into the mindset of Kunishige having both purposes in mind during the Seitei War. So this detail is hinting that Magatsumi was the only blade created purely to end life, which is great indirect categorization of for Kunishige. What I love about Kunishige as a character in general is how every part of his personnel and categorization in general is never from his perspective itself, but from what other people observe from him and what people describe for him. Like how Shiba just talked about how Kunishige saw Chihiro as the light after the war. That coming from Shiba kind of shows that this is how Shiba personally thought of Kunishige, for example. And if I'm wrong, you can correct me on this, but I don't think we really get Kunishige's in-person perspective or first-person perspective on any of about who he is. It's always from the view of other characters. So seeing the purpose of the Magatsumi purely described being crafted only to kill enemies really makes you think that, oh, there was a point in the war where Kunishige just wanted these enemies dead, and probably, you know, hinting more so to like another reason why he trusted Soga so much. Speaking of Soga, his dark eyes being the visual showcase of like this dark condensed power isn't just like a cool design thing anymore to showcase the influence of the Magatsumi, but also as a visual indication of how he is always in the state of the true realm. We then get back to where the last chapter left off, with Chihiro and Samura about to face off against Soga, as we get his true description of the true realm being the continual draining of life around the vicinity that he is in. Soga then proceeds to ask how the citizens have been evacuated, as Samura answers that there is no one within 250 meters. Soga then drops this hard line with, if you go outside that area, slit your bellies. Not only is this just a really like haunting and cool like hype line to build up Akimura, but it's also just like another fascinating insight to how he's been currently built up as this enigmatic force of destruction that has hints of like humanity in him with what he cares about protecting, which being the Japanese citizens in this case. He then proceeds to hit Samura and Chihiro with a centipede, and we see it with this like cool spread of Chihiro and Samura just taking it in, just barely managing it to hold together. But before even like Chihiro is able to like recover fully, we got this cool drawing of Soga just rushing in and cutting and just destroying Chihiro's shoulder. And just like, wow, like if this fight hasn't already shown that Soga is just a completely different monster, then yeah, I don't know what to tell you now. Like this whole entire fight has been like a process of like in terms of its tension. In terms of tension, has felt like or like an up and down. Like oh, we're so done. Oh, maybe we're back. Oh, we are so done. We then get this cool action sequence of like Samura versus Soga. It's just cool to see the action in general. Samura is just trying to like get a hit on him, trying to teleport around him, but Soga being the sword master notices it and just cuts off his arm. Before even Samura is able to use Suzaku to recover himself, Soga just like guns in on him, trying to get the killing blow and knocking him into a building. And if the tension wasn't already high enough in this fight, from him losing a limb, Samura like states that like, oh, he cannot use Suzaku to both neutralize the draining effect and to heal him. It has to be one or the other, which yeah, yeah, that's more of the we are so done for. But Hope doesn't seem all too lost, and Sarah decides to use Suzaku with the entire building. And we probably get like what's visually my favorite like sequence of this chapter is with the two burning inside this building with depicted by this cool art style. I don't know like the proper terms to describe it, but it's just visually awesome. Like you get their full stylization while also perfectly conveying the fact that yes, these two characters are indeed just surrounded in flames. And like just page 11 alone is just amazing to look at. Like Hokuzono, you are a mad lad. I love Kagurabachi. Yeah. Oh, such a good series. It's so good. It's just so peak. But unfortunately, that is just put to an end as they go and clash, and Soga, to put it as he says, 200,000 with one strike. That's how many lives I took. This is probably the most dread I have felt from a villain in quite some time. Like, Soga, like his design is already menacing enough on his own, but just seeing him just casually staring down at Samura as this entire skyscraper just floats above him, slowly being engulfed with the flowers of the Magatsumi is just a horrific witness to see. And at this point, we're just thinking, oh no, Samura's done for. The death flags have already been high for this character, like throughout the entire thing. I still am hoping he personally wouldn't die because with like character stuff with Iori and all that. And I hope that ends up being the case because we see Chihiro standing up, arriving, and you're just thinking, oh, it's over. Samura is down. He doesn't have this healing effect to negate the Magatsumi drain of the life. And Soga just hits him with the spider, which its ability is able to freeze his opponent in place. But then we go back up. We go back up as Chihiro takes his step outside of Spider. Oh my gosh, I love Chihiro so much. Like, he's been one of my favorite protagonists in recent memory. It's so awesome to see him do anything. But it's also just so cool to see, as the text describes him, enter into his true state to negate the Magatsumi with Nishiki. As Chihiro states, I won't let anyone die. That is my goat right there. That's why he is my favorite character in this story. Ah, he's so good. And if that wasn't awesome enough just to see, the chapter ends off with this double page spread of Chihiro and Soga clashing blades together. As the text further points out that the N10 was specifically made to counter Magatsumi. Now, I don't expect Chihiro to win this fight because, you know, we're still early on in the series, I guess in the sense that, hey, there's so much plot points to explore and to resolve. But just seeing him stand up and clash with what he just learned recently that, oh yeah, my uncle is a genocidal maniac. it's just great to see him stand up for what is truly for the real greater good. Amazing way to start Kagurabachi this year. I hope to do more of these weekly chapter reviews, and then maybe do some analytical videos, maybe talk about other series, and tell me what you guys thought of this chapter as well. Did you like it? Did you really like it? Did you feel like horrified that someone was gonna die? Did you feel excited that like Chihiro is like seemingly able to stand up against Soga? Just yeah. I am really excited for the series and how this fight is going to go, and I hope you guys are able to come along with me to see this battle to continue to play out.